Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 16th of January 2018. So we all know what happened last night. There's no shortage of news with regards to the Brexit vote, and what we're more concerned about is the market's reaction. Now, what was interesting here, and not uncommon in the slightest, is that the market will mark prices down beforehand what would likely be the outcome, as we spoke about yesterday. If the vote came out as a no vote, then prices would move lower. But what traders do, to wrong foot traders, is they will move prices down beforehand and then ramp them back up in the opposite direction after, and bring them back to where they started off from, because it was a given what the result was going to be. This is a way of getting people to go short, which works beautifully. They go short and then think the market's going to continue lower, and then they see prices move around and move back up to the upside there. And a key here is, of course, the market trading below the DP and the 200 bar moving average on heavy selling here. This then becomes a resistance. You can see the 200 bar moving average line there. Also got the retracement there of about 38 to 50%, and then prices moving lower, and then just to shaft those who don't know how the markets work, they bring the prices back here. So yesterday's range, you can see here, not a huge volume either, managed to move the markets lower and trade sideways. And because this is an ongoing saga now, the pound is sort of ignoring what's really happening. It's not like it was in June of 16 when we had the Brexit vote and the pound fell out of bed. You know, it was all new and everything else. This is becoming rather stale and boring for traders as well, and also predictable as well. So the pound managing to hold its own at the 128 level there yesterday. News today, Carney's going to be speaking at 9:15, so he's going to chuck in his 2 penneth worth of what happened yesterday. He's very much pro-European, as he's part of the banking cabal, and will no doubt be pushing for a deal to be done as soon as possible, get all of this uncertainty out of the way, the usual rhetoric. CPI is also out today. This is to show a slight decline, which will be blamed on the Brexit thing. Anything to do with the economy now is going to be blamed on Brexit, when really the global debt continues to, the UK debt continues to rise at an average of £5,000 a second. If you have a look at the debt clock, you will see this. But anything to create a diversion and distraction away from the real issue, which is the debt situation and credit debt as well from consumers, which is significant now. And also, if you look globally at YouTube videos like the Money GPS, which gives you 2 videos per day on the state of the global debt, you will see that Brexit is merely a distraction to what is really going on with the debt situation and the banking situation. And talking of which, actually, while we're still dealing with currencies, if you haven't seen it, a few days ago on Zero Hedge, an Italian bank had gone into liquidation and has been taken over by the ECB, but you're not seeing that reported in the mainstream either. So if you do a search for that, you'll find it. So yeah, we've got the CPI and RPI for today as well. Meanwhile, in the Dow, yesterday, if we have a look at the daily chart first, we're still managing to move to the upside, and this 24,063 level. Notice the volume for yesterday as well, very high, as absorption of any selling coming into the market yesterday to try and drive this market back to the upside. Wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't have a run up towards the 200 bar moving average. It'll certainly be interesting to see what happens when we get to this level, but failure to do that, we'll head back down towards the 20 bar there as well. But no great shakes on volatility in this market. It's calmed down quite a bit, to the point where it's really nice to trade. We can see here that we kick off with a 50 bar range, and then it narrows. You can see again the 200 bar moving average, how impactful this is on the market. We've got the selling pressure here. We're followed by selling. Market buys back the market, and again here as well. You can see the narrower bar, volume's more or less the same, and then we drive through on fresh air, and then we're hit with selling. So no surprise the market comes back. Where does it come back to? Well, that's easily worked out, isn't it? You know, you've seen this dozens of times now. You go from this low up to this high, the market comes back 76%, and then we're back above the averages. We get the buying coming back in, and off we go back through the 200 bar. We come back through, and then eventually we drive through and hold, and then prices trade up to the R2 level before we head into the evening, where the markets are waiting to see what would happen with the Brexit vote. So the market ran out of steam. It is the R2 level, yep, and then we get a sell signal just before the close, followed by a buy signal. Nice steady trading, this beautiful volatility. If it stayed like this all the time, it would be an absolute joy to trade this. And again, you can see them coming back into the market and buying here. You can also see them selling here. Once you understand the nuances of volume, it's very easy to read and see what they're actually doing. So overnight the market again coming back to the 200 bar moving average, finding support with this at the moment, also above the DP level, yesterday's close at the moment. And as I say, watch the market. It could potentially move higher and trade up to the 200 bar moving average, and then keep an eye on the downside as well, just in case this market has exhausted itself in the recent bounce off the lows and is due for a further correction. In Bitcoin, nothing to report here, just sideways, so I'm not even going to dwell on this. It's nothing to report there at all. Okay, that will do it for this one. Interesting times. Table of no confidence today by Corbyn. Let's see what happens this evening. And again, keep an eye on Barmy Carney this morning, speaking at 9:15. And with that, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.